Hi, this is Sam, a.k.a. Trivecta. I'm here with Neon Owl.
Close to wherever you are. When you're lost and your hope is broken, I'll carry the weight.
Okay, first off,
Yep.
you were like, I'm scared of cruises. I
Yep.
can't do cruises.
Terrified.
I think I might jump off the boat.
Yeah, I wasn't terrified, but just more like I didn't want. I'm like grumpy and I love
Yes,
to have
you
a good time, but like if I don't go like a good if like 24 hours go by and I'm not like able to hold up and work on things. I like to work on music. I like to work on my shit and like eventually I'm like. Yeah.
I'm
It's like,
Sam Steak.
I get like that. I do. And I've like, instead of fighting, I've just learned to like be who I am. And so like, I signed up and I was like, I don't want to do it. This was a few years ago. And,
Yeah, it's like the first one. Right?
The first one.
It was 2021, I think. And eventually they convinced me to come on. And I remember having to walk on and like confront the people that I tried to like say no to. And it was like a walk of shame. And when I walked off that ship 4 days later,
Your life was changed.
I said, bury me on this ship. I want to be on here every year for the rest of my life.
All right, so you would consider yourself a veteran now, right?
Yes.
What's your favorite thing about Groove Cruise?
My favorite thing too. One of them is I love the community. I love that we have so many friends on the ship, and I love being able to see them. It feels. I was thinking today. Do you guys remember that feeling? For a lot of us, myself included, there was an anxiety in this feeling, but there was something about the first day of school where like you got to like see everybody after like the whole summer, and it would be like, oh my god, who's like.
It's like anxiety and excitement, though.
People were kind of like, oh shit, what does this person look like this year? What have you been doing? What have you been doing? This and that, And like, I haven't felt that since school. So like, Groove Cruise is like the only thing that's like, oh my god, it's all the same people again, plus, minus. There's always, there's always riffing on the same concepts. But it's a lot of the same people, and it's so exciting to just see them all again. And the other thing I really like is being able to play music in a much different, looser, low stakes, sometimes more exciting context.
Mm-hmm.
There's
winging it,
very
all those
much.
Random sets, the B2Bs, the
side
casinos,
tracks,
The
the
funnest
side
part-
tracks.
We gotta talk about the side tracks. We're in a weird situation this year.
Oh dear Lord,
So yeah, like there's something amazing about being able to play your bucket list sets, but there's also something constricting about doing so, because the stakes are so high. So you want to say, hey, here's everything that's worked for me. Let me make sure I do all this, and you put a lot of pressure on yourself. And I always bring the guitar. I do sound checks, this and that. I come to a Groove Cruise, and it's like this is so much fun because like I get to wake up and walk my way over to the stage
with your flip flops,
with my flip flops, drink in hand, sit down, and just like my friends are all next to me, and it's like, what did I throw in the thumb drive today? It's so much lower stakes, and sometimes in the funnest ways, I find the most enjoyable, incredible moments in my sets that I would have never found elsewhere. And similar, like you'll end up doing back-to-backs with artists you would have never done backs-to-backs with.
or five backs,
Or like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
It's like an
B2B,
inordinate
B2B,
amount of
B2B.
DJs. Yeah. I mean, it's just there's so many really unique dynamics that come out from this cruise and the experience that come with it that I would have never gotten elsewhere, and I can't say enough about it.
So for all you non-cruisers, apparently Sam is saying you need to come to Groove Cruise.
I'm personally a big fan. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I have some fun ones to
Bring
toss
it.
in right now.
I'm always ready.
What's your favorite cut of meat and hot sauce right now?
Oh dear God.
Those are 2 different questions. If we go,
Very specific.
All right, I'm going to go in reverse order because hot sauce is a quicker answer. If
Okay.
we're talking desert island hot sauce, I know that this is a very basic answer, but I stand by it. My desert island hot sauce is a Frank's Red Hot. It was, for at least legend says, the main ingredient.
At least legend says.
At
Okay.
least legend says in the original buffalo wing. And I don't know. I mean, if I'm making a buffalo style chicken, which is the real reason I love hot sauce, I'm going Frank's with butter. So like, Frank's is my main.
The answer is simple.
Different types of snares require different things. I'm going for a breakfast burrito. We might be in some of a gator hammock, lethal gator, or the Melinda's habanero variety. I also love the iguana sauces, the radioactive. I'm a big fan of the habanero.
That sounds intense.
And pepper, and habanero and carrot and citrus profile.
What? Okay, you totally sound like a connoisseur. What about the one time we had you put the hot sauce on the Pop-Tarts? How was that?
Horrible. Yeah, you came at me with this. I guess
That sounds horrible.
bizarre would be the best idea. She brought it to a group.
Miami.
Actually, in Miami.
Miami, yeah.
It was right
We
down
were
the
at like some Ophelia thing.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
It was a Miami music week party, and you had said to me one thing about Elaine is, and I think it's probably a testament to how Neon Owl has been created in the first place, is somebody in this room doesn't back down from an idea. And so yeah, we I think the Pop-Tart.
We
the hot
committed
sauce
to
cake.
eating it.
You committed. I was like, oh shit.
How
she
about
committed.
you
I'm in.
did it. I made him do it.
That was great. No, it wasn't great. It was weird. It was strange, but it was good. You know what? I'm happy I did it.
Yes, you are.
For the experience.
Now, as far as the steak cut, depends on the scenario. If you have a large group of people, I love a tri-tip. It's a West Coast cut. You can't find it very much anywhere around here. But the tri-tip, it's large, and there's a lot of variety in the cut. Not much variety in fat content, which is nice. Everybody gets a similar steak when it comes to how its fat content sort of is distributed. However, there's a thicker part for those who like it closer to medium rare, and then down towards the end where it is thinner, it is for those folks who like things more well done. If we're also doing it for group, I also like a strip, and while that's not the most exciting cut for anyway, it's great down the middle. You can slice it up for a large group of people, and it's going to be relatively the same. Compare it to, for example, a ribeye, which I love a ribeye, but that's better for solo eating because you slice that thing up. You have fat cap. You have the big fatty center. You have that more. You have so many different little areas of the ribeye that's going to ensure that everybody who's eating is having a different experience, and I don't always like that. So I love a fillet. If it's like a little special experience, you want to show somebody something special, check out that fillet. I think
Check out your fillet.
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah. It's very personal. I don't know. I feel like there are a lot of good ways to spin a steak. There's also the secret weapon, but that's for another time.
The
See,
secret
wait, what's
weapon.
the secret weapon? We want
Can't even
we
hang
don't want to
now.
wait another year. Come on.
Not on camera.
Not okay.
Oh,
Fine.
wow.
We'll do it off camera. Okay. So I'll pull up the nerdy questions you wanted
Let's
from
go.
the producer group
Yeah, you
from
said
me on
no
out.
production
I
question.
But you go ahead with the fun ones, and I'll
Right.
pull up the nerd
I
stuff.
have one more fun
What do
one.
we got?
ChatGPT says that you and Starseed are
Biological
biological
brothers.
brothers. Can you confirm or deny that?
Yes.
Yes.
Just yes.
Yes. Just yes.
Yes. Dear.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's a good question.
All right,
That's a
Sam.
good
What theme are you dressing up as this cruise?
Was that
and
one
if
of
you
the
say
technical production
nothing,
questions?
that was not because I got to pull up this email. You can't
Bless you.
say nothing because this is your fourth cruise, so you can't be a lame ass.
Okay, I'm gonna do something. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tell you that I didn't really prepare for the themes, but I'll tell you a funny story about the themes. How's that? Is that a good
Okay,
balance?
fine.
All right, I
We'll-
didn't
we'll
really
take
prepare
that.
for the themes. Cabo. I had a really rough. It was probably the best day of my life. It was the night of the Psytrance set, and it
Yes.
was like it was
Not
probably
the first.
it was the
first-
second
the
ever
second.
Psytrance set.
No, but the first. Wait, no.
It was after.
Which one was our first one? Cabo or like a Miami
Orlando,
one?
whatever.
Orlando. Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, this was Cabo after that, and this was after the Psytrance set. It was
Was the theater?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that.
Blake
Okay.
was bouncing around in the unicorn.
Oh yes,
Floating
a
around.
unicorn. Yes,
That was
yes,
the
yes,
night.
yes.
It was probably the most memorable, and definitely one of the most one of the best nights of my life for sure. That was great. The next morning I was really feeling it, and I emerged from my coffin, and it was a rough emergence, and I was like, oh God, oh no. I made my way out. All I could muster was my hoodie and my silk pajama pants. So I made my way out and I started walking down the hallway and I was like, fuck it. That's all I got. I'm like going down the hallway and the first person I pass, I see some dude who's rocking like the same thing. This dude's in fucking pajamas. I'm like, my boy. I'm like, he saw what I saw last night. I'm like, solidarity. And I keep walking. I'm like,
With those sounds, exact sounds,
it was
right? The grunt.
very much.
Fee,
There
fi,
were
fo, fum.
definitely fee, fi, fo, fum. And I come around the corner. I see like a couple or something. And they're also. And I'm like, no shit. I'm like, yo, y'all are fucking damn. Y'all, my whole little wing here was in the pits last night. We're kind of working our way through. And then I get out to the main deck and everybody's in fucking pajamas. I'm like, all right, what is going on here, man?
Everyone.
You're like,
Did
oh,
I-
I was not intending.
So then I look at the fucking thing on the sign and it says, the theme for today is fucking pajama party. And I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, all right, well, guess I walked into that one, huh?
Yes,
Actually, didn't
yes.
plan it.
No.
All right, let's get into some nerdy stuff. Let's see what we got here.
Yeah, what do you
Okay.
got?
Dear goodness. Okay, this is from Jay, a.k.a. Way Tides. Can you walk us through your creative process when producing a track? Do you start with a melody, a rhythm, or something else?
I don't really think there's an answer to the creative process like that. I think sometimes you just dig around and stick till the inspiration strikes. Sometimes sometimes it'll be I'm struck. I have like a vision for for where the core DNA is, and it might be inspired. Usually, it's inspired by something outside of EDM, and then it's like, okay, how do I work this into my space? So it's usually me kind of sketching something melodically, whether it's the guitar or keys or even just chopping something up. Not as much that, but yeah, it's usually, how can I sort of get it in the space I hear in my head? A lot of times it'll be like maybe folk music or something like that, and I'll be like, all right, cool. How do I work this into my space a little bit better? Sometimes a vocal will come. Sometimes every once in a while you get the cold send on a vocal that actually hits. And usually with that, it'll be like I'll spin it like sometimes a lot of different ways. A lot of times I'll start an idea and I'll send it out to a vocalist and I'll get the vocal back and I'm like, I could probably do this like this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, and I try like all those ways until I'm sick of it, and then I decide on a way. So it can be all over the place, yeah.
Throwing spaghetti on the wall.
A lot of times there's a lot of spaghetti getting thrown at the wall. Single
Right.
sticks for sure.
So on the topic of vocalists, obviously you've had some insane, beautiful collabs this past year.
Grateful.
Do you have a favorite or two?
I love all of them for different reasons. The one that sticks out as just a song I'm really proud of is Alaska.
I knew you were gonna say it. I knew it. Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'm just really proud of that one. I really am. I don't know.
Why?
For a lot of reasons. I think it took some of the more unique things I was trying to do in the melodic space and presented it in a way that I think a lot of people could understand. And I think I had been kind of mining at a certain angle on melodic bass for some time, and I'm really proud of a lot of the things that I did in that space. I still really am. It's some of my proudest works, but I think Alaska was maybe the first, probably the most that it's kind of hit. I don't know. I don't want to say the normies, but the people who aren't, but the people who aren't necessarily trying, because I get that. With music, I'm not like that, but other genres, like movies, I'm not necessarily always trying to be challenged. A lot of times, personally, as a casual movie watcher, I'm looking for something that's just.
You just want to get it.
It's just playing to me, exactly. Yeah. And music sometimes.
This twist and this
for
plot,
sure. And musically, sometimes I find myself on the pretentious side of that, and pushing myself to do something clever and creative. And it's important to remind myself that most people don't listen like that, and myself included. When it comes to movies, that's always my reference. I'm like, I don't want to work for it. Just give me something I can take. And and to me, Alaska kind of bridged that gap. I thought Alaska was something that even if you weren't necessarily trying to be challenged, it kind of, and the lyrical themes kind of went with it a lot. Even if you weren't necessarily, I don't know, I've always kind of been on the train that melodic bass music doesn't always have to be about crying about breakups. And I thought that Alaska did a really good job of avoiding. There are a lot of reasons why I was proud of Alaska, but yeah.
Yeah, and the vocals were amazing.
Casey Cook.
Shout out to
unbelievable.
Casey.
Yeah, I was protective of that song. I worked on that song for years, and I actually sent it out with the title. The working title of the demo, the instrumental, was Alaska, because I just wanted it to feel small and cozy and warm, but almost have the feeling of being juxtaposed against the great expanse, and to me that feels very Alaska, and so I just called it Alaska. And when Casey wrote these lyrics, she didn't even reference the title at all, but she sang about take me to the places I don't know, and to me that could be Alaska, and there's something kind of poetic about keeping that title. Casey absolutely slayed it. I went through a lot of vocals on the song, right? Decided when I heard Casey, I was like, yeah, she's great, yeah.
Amazing. All right, let's see.
question.
Oh, go ahead. Then I'll look at more nerdy
Let's
questions.
talk more about your second album that you just released in your.
That's right.
Hey,
That's right.
I have no idea what's that.
He likes Alaska.
Hey.
He does.
Apparently he likes
On cue,
Alaska.
on cue. There you go. Let's talk more about that second album.
Sure, great.
It's no easy feat, and curious about what was your process going into this one versus your first one, and then, what did you learn
I learned
through the
that
process of.
I learned that I'm not doing another album for a long time.
Really?
I'm so proud of it.
You heard it here
But
first.
I'm so proud of it. And that's why I'm the way I am. I'm like, first of all, I don't know how long it's gonna be before I can do that again.
Yeah.
That's
That's what they always say though.
yeah, but
Then you're gonna
that was tough.
be like, oh.
That was tough. That was really tough. I could do it again, but I would rather do something a little smaller next time, like an EP or something.
EP.
Yeah. I think there are a lot of really incredible things about an album, but necessarily some things get lost, in a large body, and I'm really proud, and I know there will be fans who listen to this and they're like, no, I heard it all, because I meet those fans at the shows where I listen to all of it, but it's also taxing for me too, when I'm in the album mode, I'm very especially the last 6 to 8 months of the album mode, you're kind of in this. I'm the master of my destiny. I make the rules. I decide how this goes. You have to believe in yourself. It's not gonna work unless you have an almost diabolical sense of self-belief, and you almost have to be like bloodlusted with power when you're coming up with these ideas. You have to believe in it, and like by the end, it's just so taxing to have it all be on you creatively, and like it's really nice to kind of be on the other side and be like, let me be the student again, and let me like see what else I'm digging. See, like, try to open my mind to other kinds of music. Try to try some things. Try to open my mind to collaborating more. Don't be so snarky all the time. And yeah, I don't know. We move in phases, right? And usually they're a response to the last one. So that album, I don't know. I forgot what was the initial question.
Actually, what you learned and what was the process of this one versus the first one?
I learned to lean into I learned to follow my gut more. I learned to trust the vision more. Some of the things that were more ideas that I felt were uniquely me, and there wasn't a clear roadmap for it because it was going somewhere that nobody in my space really goes, were some of the ideas that I learned to trust my gut, and they landed really strongly. Like Find My Way is a song on the album, the title track, and it's the chillest one. And I had a feeling about it, and I was like, this is so different than the space I'm in, but it feels fresh coming from an artist in my space.
Right.
And I had fans come up to me, who are like, I don't even listen to your kind of music that much, and this song really stood out to me. So like to me, little things like that go a long way, and like things like Alaska, and I don't know. Yeah, there are a handful of moments on the album that I think I leaned into myself a little bit more and was rewarded for it.
Awesome.
Yeah, great question.
All right, you ready for the next one?
Sure.
All right, this is total.
This is probably the most thoughtful conversation I'll have on Group Groups.
Probably we got him on day one before he becomes a useless person.
This was smart.
Each day he gets more and
DJ.
more useless. So
Oh, yeah.
where
By
we got you?
the end of pajamas.
We haven't sailed.
We should
still.
we should do another interview on day 4.
Oh God.
Oh.
Oh God.
I'm like,
Stick it
Okay.
together.
yeah, for sure.
As a Rocket League player, Break Me used to be a song I would play on repeat while playing.
Mhm.
There's an incredible amount of detail in that song, and in more current songs like Sail Away. That's one of my favorites, by the way.
Mhm.
What does your process look like for adding that kind of detail and polish for a track? This is the thing I'd like to know most, if you
Cool.
don't mind sharing some of your secrets.
It's a really cool question. Those kinds of details are one of the most exciting things to me. As a consumer of media, I find that media that I really believe in and it really affects me, I really like when I revisit it again and again with increased enjoyment, noticing more things about it. And being the creator, it puts me in a spot where also, if I don't leave little breadcrumbs for me to get continuously excited about on future listens, I'll get sick of it really quickly. So I'm also doing it for myself. But yeah, I mean, it's just little things. I don't know if there's a hard and fast rule to like overall explain where the ideas come from, but I think that's the overall philosophy. Is like I love that. I love trying to find. I don't know, when I would listen to music and I was like, I would hear little things here and there. We all know this. When you hear a song and you hear one little moment, it's like, I don't care what the rest of the song did. It gave me that one little spot and that did something for me. And I try to do that in the songs in a bunch of different spots. And eventually, like when I hit some of the studio, like, I'll even Alaska. There was one point, I have a voice memo on my phone where it's like, Sam, here's your little nugget of destiny. Keep this. And it's literally just like one of her vocals and the way it sits over a chord. And I was like, that did something for me. Inject that into some, and not only is it in the vocal, but there's a spot in the drop. There's a spot in the drop where I took the chop of the vocal and just kind of stuck it right there because I knew it created that little sound. I don't know. It's just little details like that to me go a long way. Jeff does that really well on the boat. Here's 7 Lions. He was the artist that like listening to. I heard the most little details, or like those are really exciting.
Mm-hmm.
So it inspired me to kind of think like that a little bit. Right?
It's the details
Very much, yeah.
that add up.
Yeah, Break Me had a lot of those, but Break Me, I was really getting into that at the time, and like I listened back to Break Me, and I'm like, oh my god, production-wise,
You hate it now?
there's so many things I'm like, I should have done that better, and it's interesting because I have a lot of fans, especially who are Rocket League fans, who really love this song. It's a really cool lesson because I look at it and I'm like, oh my god, production-wise, I can do that so much better. How can you listen to this? And they're like, bro, this is like my favorite song of yours. So it almost kind of makes me wonder what else I'm missing as far as like the sort of the gap in perspective, you know?
You're your own worst critic.
For sure.
It's good to zoom out. But...
Yeah, that's the idea of it.
So a few years ago when we sat down, you were fairly recent to quitting your job. And you had just kind of like saw that success to make you make the jump.
Yeah.
Right? To convince you of the jump.
Uh-huh.
Now you've obviously like
Interesting.
blown
That's a good
up.
question, sure.
Blown up. So how do you feel? How different do you feel? And do you feel any different?
For sure. That's a really good question. I was definitely bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, right? I was kind of like, oh my God, where's this gonna go? This is really cool, you know? And now it almost, I feel a bit more grizzled. You know, I feel a bit more weathered by the experience in great ways, in ways that, you know, I'll probably look back at this in 5 years and be like, I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. but I feel like I definitely know a lot more than I did that, for sure. Because I look back at me then and I'm like, but it's also, there's something wonderful in the naivety, right? No, but it's not even. But I don't think it's naivety. I think it's. I built on it, you know. And the concern more now is how do we keep building on it and how do we maintain? What was it? Are the two of you Star Wars fans? Either of you.
You're probably gonna unfriend me, but not really.
It's okay. I'm gonna terminate the friendship.
Like you're.
Yeah.
Not a big one.
Okay.
Watch some of the movies.
How about you guys?
Well,
Star Wars?
The nerds.
I know I'm breaking the third wall in the interview.
I'm like, yeah, I'm not really.
In
I'm
Revenge,
more like cutesy things, you know?
you know, like Emperor Palpatine?
I remember him.
So Palpatine says in Revenge of the Sith, he's referring to his previous master, Darth Plagueis the Wise. And he says when he became so powerful, the only thing he became afraid of was losing his power. Which, of course, he did. And I've found myself in Darth Plagueis' shoes, where I'm like, oh shit, all right, the ship is sailing. Well, technically not.
Okay.
Yet.
Okay.
Yet. It's early. We're a few hours into day one. It will be soon. But I'm like, shit, how do I keep this going? How do I keep this moving? You know? I'm like, oh shit, whenever I get like a whip, I'll play like one show and I'll be like, oh man, look, like this is like maybe a smaller market, maybe it's a weird booking, maybe like just the ticket sales aren't what you expected that night. And I'll be like, oh shit. Well, we gave it a good run. You know, look, we gave it a good.
You're like, it's done?
Yeah, you know what?
It's over?
Made some good fans, some good friends along the way. Then you go to the next city, it's like, oh, we're so back.
It's like roller coaster.
Very much.
Yeah.
So I think I'm still trying to learn how to navigate the ups and downs, you know? But I'm doing my best. I'm trying to stay inspired. And it comes and it goes, and it always happens. But it's still there.
What keeps you in it?
Depends when you ask.
Right today, at this moment.
It's always, though, at the end of the day, it's always music inspiration. It's always that, like, that burning feeling of, like, listening to something and being like, I want to find a way to convey that feeling myself. Especially outside of media. When I'm like, I hear that. How do I show them this? I get this feeling of this, like, almost like existential FOMO. Where I'm like, if I don't show them what I'm hearing when I'm listening to this different thing, if I don't show them how I feel when I listen to that in what I do, I've wasted an opportunity, you know, and I start being like, oh, I forgot a way to channel that, you know, so yeah. Yeah, and the other thing is also just when that inspiration isn't there, just lifestyle. Like, I like doing this. I like a lifestyle where I can work on music and my friends are in music and I love the friends I have and I feel so just lucky to have this and I just want to keep it going.
And you will. I'm sure you will.
Thank you.
Now, I've asked you this before, but maybe your answer has changed, which is, what is your definition of success and do you feel like you have accomplished that yet?
Yeah. I don't know that I would know how to define success. I feel like it might be beyond me. I wonder what you'll have to tell me. I don't remember what I said before. Success? I don't know. Do I feel like I found it? Probably. Yeah. I think.
Where's the doubt coming from? Why?
He's like,
why is it not? Yeah.
Because I think success is relative.
Okay.
I think success I think success is relative, and I think I don't know. Part of it is how you build on where you've been and who you are and what you've done, and I'm really proud of how far I've come. But I'm also, also makes me want to keep building upon it, whether it's personally or in the career or anywhere in between, But in all of those spaces, I feel like it's gone way up, and so for those reasons, I feel successful. Yeah.
And last words for your current fans, old and new.
Thanks for which one am I looking at? There's two.
Far left, yeah.
Thanks for sticking with it. Thanks for being around. I know music comes and goes. I'm a fan of music myself, and I know one of the. I just went and saw Under Oath. You guys remember Under Oath?
Sounds familiar.
Under Oath. Oh, babies. Under
No,
Oath.
I'm older than you. Yeah, I am. Yeah.
There's no way.
Yes, I am.
We can talk about this.
Okay.
Success. I went back to the last question. I'm still thinking about that. For my listeners, success is no. I went and I saw Under Oath, and it reminded me what it was like seeing a band that I grew up on, and how you can get away from it. I got so far away from them, and I came back, and they brought me right back. And I don't know. I just want to, for anybody listening this long, thank you for sticking around and for still listening, and I hope that sometime in the future you're still listening, and it may not be for a long period of time, but I hope that one day you come back around and it's like, oh shit, I remember where I was there. Yeah, we're here for some period of time, so I'm grateful to be spending it with you.
Awesome.
Thank you, Owl.
Thank you for hanging out with us. We can't wait to see the unlimited sets and activities you have going on. I can't wait to hear about how the Hot Ones goes again. It's conflicting with our event, but I'll hear and I'll see videos.
No.
Yes, so the Hot Ones. I think it's like 2:00.
Early day Hot Ones is a punisher.
Yeah,
I'm going to lay down for a few hours.
Yeah, so Hot Ones, I think, stuff's going to be coming out,
What does that mean? I'm not sure I know what
She
you
said
mean.
it's a Punisher.
Yeah, would you like to elaborate?
Anyways,
What is it?
we can't wait. Excited for Groove Cruise. We will see you on Sunday for round 5 interview. But let's see
go.
how you survive.